Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. As promised, here's an update of the 40 gig switch in action. As you can see over here, both ports, hold on, both ports are active. What I ended up doing was all the pairs over here, top and bottom, the first 5 pairs and then the last pair, as well as the 40 gig ports, they're all aggregated, which means for my uplink I have a theoretical 80 gig per second, and for each of these uh, pairs of ports I have a theoretical 20 gig per second link, which is amazing throughput, because as you guys can see, the file server has been going crazy. I ended up disabling the single gig NIC and moved everything over to the link aggregated 10 gig ports, and we've been I've been slowly getting my iSCSI volumes up and running. I currently have them coming from a single router, or sorry, a single switch down in the basement, which does create a little bit of what's it called, bottleneck. But because we don't really use it that often and that intensely, it doesn't really have that much of a negative impact. So we are only using it from 2 machines downstairs, my dad and my brother's gaming PCs. So in hindsight, it's not really it's not really that congested. And because I'm also using uh, QO, sorry, was it QO? I think it's, yeah. Sorry, QoS. I'm also using QoS, so everything that's streaming traffic, VoIP, stuff like that gets prioritized um, to the top of the list, and then everything else is whatever. Another benefit that I have also noticed in is my network is that ever since I set my MTU to 9,000, it's been a little more responsive and a little quicker. Just quick backstory: MTU is used in data server in data transfer applications whenever you have something like a large and long transfers that are going from a client to a data server. Um, as well as, if we just come over here, I ended up finalizing the population of the IBM shelf over here. It's Storewise V7000. So I do have a couple of 2.4 terabytes, 300 gigabytes. I think they were 300. Yeah, they're 300. And the rest is gonna be like the rest is all 900 gigabyte 10K SAS drives. And the majority of our data is stored on all of these, as well as a couple of the hard drives that are over here. And I will eventually, when I get the money to buy the controller, this is where all the 12 gig SAS drives are gonna go. So I'm super excited. I hope you guys are gonna be able to just stick around and just watch the development of the home lab, and we're gonna grow it together. Um, as you can see, there's a couple of missing hard drives over here. I had to pull them because I had suspicion that the ones that are actually missing, I had suspicion that they might not be 100%. The two that I've tested so far are still at like 99% life, so that's not the end of the world. I'm still gonna use them in a in a virtual environment. I just I don't want to risk it too much. But at the same time, like, I currently do not have the resources to get replacement bunch, even though I should have, and it's good practice to have. Now back onto the back side of the rack. Again, just please disregard the red blinking light. It's just because the second power supply is not plugged in. Um, in terms of whenever you guys are, if you guys decide to be working the with the Dell networking power connect switches, from what I have experienced so far, I want to say that I highly encourage it. And the reason behind that is because I literally did 2 lines in CLI, and everything else I managed to do from the GUI interface, and it was practically flawless. So the basically the 2 lines that I did from CLI was to add a username and password. Sorry, an administrative username and password, and then enable the HTTP server, and then everything else such as port aggregation. Oh, man, I swear to God, sometimes I said port aggregation. I'm sorry. Um, Port aggregation was done through the GUI interface, and it was just as easy as selecting the number of the interface and the number of the second interface that I want to lag together, and then you just give it a group ID, and then you, in the depending on what switch you have, whether the box is going to be above or below, you just click for to set it between a static and a LACP mode of operation, and then you click save, and it's literally that simple. On top of that, my ACLs are in progress right now. I don't have a full list of my ACLs. However, with pfSense, all my management interfaces have been restricted to my management workstation and my management workstation alone. So if there's a source of anywhere outside of the network connecting to any of my management interfaces, it's gonna be rejected. And same thing, the only thing that this is connected to is the switch, but it only has access locally to these management ports and nothing else. So on for starters, it's really not that crazy, but slow and steady. I'm gonna build up everything to the secure and closed way that I really like it. So if you guys haven't been able to notice just yet, is that on this visualization, sorry, not visualization, virtualization server. Sorry, it's past 11 o'clock. I am kind of tired, and it's been a long day for me. Um, Integrated lights out management, 20 gig bandwidth, server management, and the fifth cable that you guys see here is I managed to get it working today after a ton of headaches, but um, I will make a separate video about it. I don't wanna I don't wanna give away too much. After all, it's something that I would like it if you guys are looking forward to. It's really cool. It basically eliminates the need for these, and if you are more or less uh, if you have just basic background in IT, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about. Please don't spoil it for anybody else. I did manage to get it working, and before I got my file server up and running, I did have a little bit of bad mojo happen. The true NAS instance that was installed on this server crashed. Luckily, I did not have any data corruption. However, I had to sorry, I had to replace TrueNAS on this server with Windows. So I do have Windows Server 2022 running on this, albeit in trial mode. So, I'm going to figure out what to do with licenses further down the line, even if it's worth it or not. But so far, with everything that I've thrown out at it, including Nick teaming, it has been absolutely rock solid. So I think that I'm just probably gonna submit an inquiry to Microsoft and be like, hey, do you guys I'm desperate for like a home lab or license or something like that. If you could compromise or just navigate me to a deal. So This cable over here is in progress. Well, for the most part, it's resolved. I made it work with true NAS instance when I got it working. Now I have to struggle a bit again to get it with the Microsoft instance, and then I have another one over there. As you can see, this is gonna be networking and lights out interface, and then this is gonna be the remote disk. I feel like I've already said enough. Um, the remote disk booting solution. So because what ended up happening is that for the DL60, as much as I like it, it was really difficult for me to find the ODD cable for a reasonable price. And let's be honest, it's been just a heck of a day, and I really don't want to think about it. So what I'm gonna do tonight is I'm gonna shut my brain off, hopefully have a good night's sleep, and tomorrow or the day after, or maybe even sometime next week when I come back to it, I'm gonna talk a little bit more about what I have planned for this server with this cable, for that server with this cable, and basically the other virtualization nodes that I'm gonna be putting up. Now that being said, I will at some point have to figure out how to add a supplementary card over here, because let's be honest, with what I want to do, 20 gigabit per second effective throughput is not going to be enough, and I might need more. But until I come into that problem, it's whatever. It'll survive on 20 gig for the moment, because I mean, for the most part, my hard drives are gonna tap out at 6 gigabit per second anyways, so I'm not overly worried about anyways. So this was just a quick recap. 40 gig is awesome, guys. It works great. I have to, in hindsight, I have to tell you that whenever I was doing latency tests, DNS leaks, speed tests, and the whole VPN test, and that whole library of tests, that's basically the quality of your link and the quality of how your network is behaving outside of your primary site. I gotta say that I'm really happy. 80 gig effective bandwidth is literally, well, not literally, well, I mean, apart from literally, it's living up to its name, and then the access to the services that are running on these servers is just great. um it is just great. I'm really happy that it worked out. And whenever the ACLs are going to go into place, we're going to figure out if that's going to cause any problems. But if it does, it's just one thing at a time. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, all those blinky lights make me super happy. Minus that one red one. That's, I mean, I know it's not really anything important, but still, it's just that one red blinky light, and we all know red means bad. So, okay. Thanks so very much for joining. Uh, this is a rather short video, so nothing too crazy. There is gonna be at some point in time where I'm actually gonna upload how to do pork. Man, I am way too tired for this. Port aggregation on this through the through the GUI interface. So stay tuned for that, as well as like I said, coming soon is gonna be the separate video, or sorry, not separate, the follow-up video that's gonna be doing with this. And just, I mean, it's great. I can't wait to share it with you guys. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great evening. Bye for